Welcome to Pop Chat. My name is Annette Tarpley. I'm the host of Pop Chat and the founder of the Passion of Poetry. And I'm very delighted to have with us this evening Wendy Phelan from Down Under in Australia. Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Annette. Lovely
So
to see you again.
great to have you here. She has been our newest pop administrator, but we're delighted to have her because she just does such a marvelous job, and glad to have her part of the team. You're definitely an asset in many ways, Wendy. So
Thank you so much.
I was trying to look for your bio, and I usually don't read the bios. I have you introduce yourself, and I might have you introduce yourself anyway. I don't know, but I'll read a little bit about Wendy. Dawn Phelan is a poet born in Wellington, New Zealand. Her grandmother and great aunt were a huge inspiration for her, being writers and poets themselves. At 14, Wendy had entered a contest, My Mother at War, into a competition hosted by the Evening Post newspaper in New Zealand. She won first prize in her age group and categories. So this was validation that she really needed. So she has lived in Australia for over 2 decades. She is based near the Gold Coast in West Tweeds Head. And Wendy entered a poetry competition in 2017. Winning poem was One Angel. Was published for charity in the Philosopher's Stone Poetries, the Third Eye Poetry Prose Edition. Um, So, I'm sorry, Kat just popped up and had wanted to know when this was starting, so she needs to keep up with the program. So, poetry has been featured in anthologies, Our United Voices, and Timeless by women poets around the world. So, she loves writing poetry, has become part of her identity, and she simply wants to bring love and hope to everyone who needs it and hopes to make a difference through our poetry and writing, which you do. Your poetry is marvelous. I mean, not only are you beautiful and wonderful, but you also write beautifully.
Thank you,
So
Annette.
I'm so excited to have you. I know Kat's trying to get on here, so I don't know what I think I'm going to do first. Usually I have the poet introduce themselves, but I just introduced you. One thing I don't know about you, do you have children?
Yes, I do. I have two children and one stepson. My daughter is 41 and my son is 28, Dylan and Simone.
You have children about my age.
Yeah, and
My
I
children.
have grandchildren too.
Yeah, well, we are the same age, aren't we?
Yes,
We have
exactly
that
almost.
birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Who's older? You are. You are
I'm older. I was born in
by a
May.
couple of months. Yeah, she's got me by a couple of months. So I
Yeah.
guess I'll have to respect you since you're older and wiser.
Oh, I think we could respect each other.
That's true. That's true. But
Same
we
here.
are the same age, and don't we look good for 42? So yeah,
62.
I know.
42.
I was saying my gray is showing up. I haven't colored my hair, so my 60s are showing up there. I think that just means I'm wiser, right? So we'll go with that. So I gave you an assignment,
You did.
um,
Mm.
and
Yes, you
are
did.
you ready to share that? So as
Sure.
I
Yeah.
do all the poets, I asked her to come up with a title. She came up with a great title. Love the title. And I'm anxious to hear yours. So I'm going to give you the stage, Wendy, and I want you to share that with us if you would.
Okay. It's called Sweet Silver Linings. There's nothing more precious than diamonds, they say. I beg to differ as I ponder the day. The most precious things are not moulded with gold. They are crafted with love and tales untold. Those sweet silver linings make still my blue heart, as hope flows so freely as grey clouds depart. The gospel is found in the lines in between, though rose-coloured glasses, through rose-coloured glasses, the truth can't be seen. Sweet silver linings brighten my mood, like rainbows and roses or blackberries stewed. Whenever you're lonely, left out in the cold, Remember, your life is a legend foretold. Those sweet silver linings appear everywhere when kindness and love is free-heartedly shared. You are treasured by those whose love is assured by he that remembers the lost and obscure. That's it.
Absolutely beautiful. You know what, I thought it was just silver linings. I missed out on the sweet part. So mine doesn't say sweet. Mine just says silver linings. So, but that was marvelous. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Did a great job, as I knew you would. And I don't think we have any comments. We got a couple of people watching. I should have taken that opportunity to give the cat. I don't think she has the link, but
Oh,
I'll send it to I'll send it to her when I have a
okay,
chance.
love.
She can.
Yeah, because
She
I haven't
can.
got another phone. I've only got the phone
Yeah.
up. I can't see.
I'll next time you do a reading, then I'll let you do the thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
darling.
you can't even access it probably because you're on your phone. My dogs might be a little unruly. I have I usually block them in my bedroom, but since that's kind of my own cool sanctity up there, I don't want them to ruin my space right now.
I
Uh,
understand that. Yeah.
so so mine, I just went with silver linings, and I didn't see the sweet part. I wish I would have seen that.
Yeah, maybe I should have.
Well,
No.
it could have turned out totally different if I would have done that, but this is
Yeah.
this is silver linings.
Okay.
Too often caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, we fail to take a precious few moments to reflect upon the silver linings that are bestowed upon us that escape our recognition. Did we take notice of the gift of a smile, a gift that is freely given that can turn your frown and look of despair into a reciprocating smile that in turn can bless another? A day, weeks, months of your life may appear to be shadowed by misfortunes. You may ruminate on those things you have you do not have, while neglecting to give thanks for the blessings you do have. The silver linings of your life may be hidden by the master of disguise, self pity and loathing, yearning for that which you have not. You have not been able to appreciate the silver linings that will pave the way for you to find your pot of gold. Beyond your clouded vision of doubt is your rainbow of joy and hope in a dreamy world built with silver linings.
So beautiful.
There you
Just
go.
beautiful.
Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling.
So
So,
beautiful.
Um, well, you're a marvelous writer. One of the things that we have talked about, we had a little chat the other night. I think it was the wee hour mornings for me. I don't remember what, but it was
It was two
yeah,
o'clock or something.
yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning for me. But we were chatting, and one of the things that I really wanted to, you know, bring home with, as far as your um, very much your addition to our pop, the passion of poetry and what you bring to the community that very few of the administrators do. And that is that you take the time to really read poets' works, not only to read it, but then to leave very um, lengthy and meaningful comments on their pieces of work, which to me is the greatest gift that you can give a poet.
I believe
Far,
it. Too.
yeah, it far exceeds any kind of certificate that we give or anything like that. I wish that I had the time and the talent to do that, because I think it takes a bit of a talent on your part to be able to really, because really in essence what you're doing is providing an analysis of their work, and not everyone can do that, and you do it so well. So um, if anything else that you keep doing on pop, I sure hope that you keep doing that, because it is a marvelous gift that you give us all. And I
Beth,
hope I've been the recipient of it, so thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. I enjoy that part of it most. That's what I enjoy most, is actually connecting with poets. And sometimes I get very touched by their poems, and I cannot walk away without doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a huge gift, a huge gift. So we have Kelly Owen. Hey, Kelly, if you're still
Hi,
there.
Kelly.
Kelly's watching.
Yes.
Let me see if I can pop up her comment. And hey, I'm watching Kelly Owen, and we love us, Kelly. Just took some time to work out and comment here. Was here 15 minutes before it started. Love you both. We love you, Kelly.
We love you. I love you, Kelly, too.
She's a gem. And
She is.
Edward Bray. Do you know
Yes,
Edward?
Edward. Yes, I do. He's one of my friends.
Hey,
Hi,
Edward.
Edward.
And then
Thanks for coming.
we have Di. Hi, you two.
Oh, hi,
Hello.
Di. I'm glad you came in. Yay.
Waited for hours. I'm trying to figure out who Di is.
Di Baxter.
Oh,
Di
Di.
Baxter.
Di.
Yes.
I know who
Yes.
Di is. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us, Di.
Yes. Thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Di. I'm glad you're here. It's awesome.
When I saw that, I rang a bell and I was like, I know that name, but it was just escaping me. So, hi, Di. Nice that you're here and glad to have you. And Edward says hi. So thank you for joining us and thank you for giving us comments and so forth.
It's
So,
lovely.
what theme or genre do you think that you tend to gravitate towards the most as a poet?
Okay. I probably fiction. It seems like fiction, but it's really telling the truth. I don't know what that would be called. I love the old way of poetry. I really do. I love words. I love using the old ways that poets used to write. So I try and blend them together so they're not too much that way or too much another way. But to be honest, I just really just write from my heart. So I really write about feelings and hope, hope.
Yeah.
Because positivity and hope, because I've been through so much and I know you can come out the other side.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what the thing about poetry is I get very deeply touched by it. I'm very empathic. And yeah, and if someone makes a comment on one of my poems, I'll cry. Like, so I'll wake up in the morning and I'll get comments and I'll be crying my eyes out because someone said something so beautiful to me, you know. So my genre, I don't really know much about my genre. I've got to tell you, I went to a school when I was 12, and I never really had I passed my school certificate English, which I don't know what that's equivalent to in your country, but when I was 13 and a half, and then I was on my own until I was 16 and a half, and then my dad sent me back to school. So I was 12 when I was taken away from my home. So when I learned English, I didn't retain it. I retained a lot, but I didn't retain some things that you should know. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm still relearning that and it's all coming back to me. So when you say what genre, I'm sort of at a loss to say what would that be.
I don't know that I claim a certain genre. I mean, I write a lot about love, but I mean, it's okay for us not to fit into a genre. Just do your thing. So, be Wendy, write about
Yeah,
whatever you
I'm
want
just
to
being
write
myself.
about. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I haven't got one. Maybe I'm just, because I can write all different ways. So
Maybe it's your own genre. Maybe it's the Wendy genre.
okay. Thank you. That'll do.
We'll make your own genre. Then, well, you don't have to worry about it. So,
Yeah,
sorry about
true.
that. That is my dog. She gets a little vocal sometimes. So I'm going to, yeah.
That's okay.
That's her poem for today. So what I'm
Okay,
going
that's
to do
nice.
to try to settle her a little bit
Okay.
is give the stage to you. What I want you to do is
Yes.
share 2 poems with us.
Sure.
Share back-to-back poems. I'll give the stage to you, and I'll see you back here when you get done.
Okay, you got it. Here we go. Okay, so I thought I'd share with you the very first poem that I wrote when I was 13 and a half, and I won the competition with. Now, this poem is kind of a reflection of where I was at the time, because I wasn't with my family, and things happen. It's called My Mother at War, and it's written December 18th, 1976. Sheltering me in the warmness of her breast, she lay my tired head to rest. Protecting me with her tender hands, she saved me from those fighting lands. She blocked my ears and stopped the tears. Crying, she mourned my future years. She closed my eyes and covered my head, so I wouldn't know those men were dead. She ran, she said a prayer, so sweet it was while we were near. A gun I heard, it echoed wide as it pierced my mother's delicate side. Staggering now, she fell in anguish. My life was safe, that was her wish. All but a murmur as I lay at her side. My mother at war, I knew, had died. Now you might think that's really sad and everything like that, but it's very metaphorical, as my mum went through a lot. So now I'm going to read you the poem that that was put into Philosopher's Stone. In 2017, I went into a competition with this poem, and I won them to publish it in their book. So here we go. It's called One Angel. One angel listens in soft blankets while awaiting secret dreams. Innocent sweet suffocates fear, as nothing is what it seems. One angel slumbers while abandonment confides in the shadows, like being lost in the deepest caverns, the way out no one knows. Sleepy, she hopes to be loved and looks to the moon's silvery light, while her green eyes grow ever heavy and sleep gives into the night. She dreams of witches and cauldrons, cackling their secrets and lies, wishing for sweet fairies and flower beds, dancing in star-filled skies. So loved before 8 years past, now a novelty that danced on by. Not perfect enough for the queen now, her love was always a lie. The angel stayed deep inside herself. There was no safe place to be. She found a way out from under her power, escaping, wild and free. What is the meaning of living this life when the choice is never ours? How does a child defeat a witch and not bend toward her powers? Honesty dictates that one must love those that take the time to love us. But reality bends one's mind to fear. Fear never breeds love or trust. When your angel lays her head down, dreams are free to choose. When your angel awoke, you were gone, so only you will lose. As she loves like there is no tomorrow and forgives you every day, you can hang in the web you created, yet still have nothing to say.
Wow.
So,
Love that. Love that. And that's the one you won a contest with?
My Mother at War, the one I read first.
Okay. Well, both of
Yeah,
them were marvelous.
yeah.
Yeah. But that last one just, wow. You got the wow factor, and wow is always good. So,
Thank you.
Kat finally found us, but the thing is, she found us because I sent her the link. So I don't know, Kat, if you are follow the pop channel on YouTube, but that's where the listings are always going to be under the live events. And it's also I posted it on Facebook as well on the Passion of Poetry under events. So the link is
I
there.
think I went. I think I went too far with the posting on Facebook. I wasn't used
Oh
to doing
no. You can never go too far with that. You had a lot of responses. So that's a great thing.
that.
Yeah.
Is a great thing. Yeah, I was hoping that, but it's just so lovely to do this with you, Annette.
Oh,
Um,
pleasure.
you wouldn't believe how nervous I've been. It's quite funny
It's
now
just
because I feel
us.
better.
It's not, you're not nervous now, are you?
No, not now. No, No,
Yeah.
not now. I
Yeah,
feel like he.
beautiful poetry is always, Edward Bray said, and you write beautifully. So, is there anything that I'm sure that you find it very therapeutic to
Oh,
write?
yes. Yes,
Yeah,
actually, I'll just share this with the with poetry for me. My dad passed away in 2016, and I've always written. I've got books of stuff that I've written over the years, but I never took writing seriously until after my father died. And I found it so helpful to heal to write these poems. And I wrote quite a few about my father, which, they come up every now and then. In fact, a lot of my poems are about my dad, and some place is something about him.
yeah,
Um, so I spent kind of a lot of time in bed and was really depressed after dad died. And my poetry really helped me. And my daughter came to stay with me. So David had someone else sort of there. So I just got really stuck into it and just wrote poem after poem. And it just helped
yeah. It
me
really
see.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, that's when I think I wrote some poetry before then when I was a child, not much, but when my dad and brother died in a plane crash when I was 17 is when I wrote my first one. It was read at their funeral. I couldn't read it, of course, but someone else read it. It was kind of a religious thing. But through the years, I haven't been able to write unless usually somebody's death, and then I couldn't write until they were actually died. So my poor mother, I wrote her something. It was after she died. I buried it with her, put it in her casket with her. Um,
Oh,
she never got to, hear it, of course, but
I'm
somehow
sorry.
I was hoping she got to hear it somehow.
I'm
Um,
sure she did.
I'm going to let you read some more because I'm
Sure.
sure everybody's. Oh, let me see. We got some more comments. Let's see. We got. Oh, Kat said she learns something new every day, and she was nervous too. She's saying, and that's sweet.
Oh,
So yeah, I've had people with major anxiety attacks come on here and uh,
yeah.
do fine. So currently watching two of my favorite poetesses. I'm sat here with a huge smile. Thank you, Kelly. She's a gem too.
She's
Kelly's been
beautiful.
on here twice. Oh, she's been on more than that because she's been on like it's like maybe a couple of impromptu pop chats too. Like one of my favorites was with Alan Johnson, who narrated a bunch of our work, and I still love to watch that. But it's such a so. Is your partner? Is he supportive of your
Oh,
work?
he is super supportive. He is a beautiful man. He really is. I'm very, very grateful. And I feel because I met him when I was 50. So it's like I was always meant to meet him. Yes, absolutely. He's a beautiful man. Beautiful, very supportive, so lovely, got everything set up for me and, saying, don't worry, you'll be okay. And, he's
Yeah.
brilliant. Brilliant.
Don't you think that that's important? If you had someone
Abs-
that wasn't
wow.
supportive,
Absolutely. I don't think I could do this without him, without his support and love.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no.
I don't think I could be with someone if they weren't supportive of my poetry or they just,
No, I
yeah,
couldn't either. No, it means that much to me. And if I didn't have David, I wouldn't want to move on anyway. I'd just do my poetry. You know what I mean? There is a certain point I think you get to, as far as having another big relationship. No, not for me. But I guess what I really want to do as a poet, I want to touch people. I want people to know they're not alone in whatever it is.
yeah.
I guess that's why I do write things to people because I really feel them. And if I feel they really need some encouragement, I can't help it. I love doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a gift and it's always treasured, you know. For my birthday, so many people wrote me
Oh,
beautiful pieces of poetry and comments, and
oh,
I always keep them. I have special files in my phone where I keep them. I'm so touched. I still have not written a generalized thank you to everyone. I need to do that, but so
Yeah,
thank you,
but
everyone.
e-
But yeah,
everybody knows how busy you are, Annette, though. You're doing so much, So what
yeah.
about that man that wrote you 4 letters every 4 years? I read. He's written you a poem every birthday for 4 years.
Oh, that might be Edka, who's actually a female. So
Okay, yeah,
she,
Etka, that's it.
Ed, Edka's written me a poem every year. I think Rita might have written me a poem every year. I get them. It's just such an outpouring of, to me, it's love, and I'm always so honored and touched. So
Yeah,
it,
it's
it,
beautiful, isn't it? There's some
it's much better to read it, when you're alive than once you're gone. You don't know about it, right? So
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the wonderful thing about technology now, that we can do this sort of thing too. Um, I think technology can bring you together, but it can also sort of be the opposite too, depending on what you're doing, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, but we'll just be careful not to get cut.
That's right. And if we do, I have a really big band-aid.
Do you? Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah. Kelly says that she watched the video that Alan made only a couple days ago. Oh yeah, Alan did a video of hers, impromptu as a gift to her. Di says, "Wendy, you write from the soul. You could write anywhere, anytime." Is very true, and you do.
Um,
And thank you very much, Kat. I appreciate that. I love you all
um,
back. I don't think that, my poetry community, and I think that you probably find this as well, that it's a very tight knit, supportive community, and that people just give you an outpouring of acceptance and love and belonging, and so even though they may be miles away from us, we still consider them, dear friends and beloved ones.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It's like the support and constant support that I get from the admins and, Kat is wonderful. Everybody is Rita, all of them. They're just wonderful people. I haven't even really got to know them yet. Every one of them is special in their own way. You
yeah,
know,
they really are. And we have a great team. We are like family. So,
I can tell I can tell that when I have a look on the banter between them, you can tell that they really get along well and love and respect each other. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
we really do. And I consider, the passion of poetry that way, as well as, a community and a family. And
Yes.
I don't call it my poetry site. I call it our poetry site. I'm only a very small component of it, so everyone else really comprises and makes it what it is. I wish there was more and I had more time. There's times where I'm not working or something might be happening where I can put more, effort and involvement, but then there's times where it doesn't happen that way. But so, how would you define poetry? What would you say? What is your definition of poetry?
How would I define poetry? I think it's a gift. I think everyone has it in them to be poetic. Um, as a gift. I define it as a gift of expression, and it's something that anyone can do. And I define poetry. Wow, that's really hard.
It can be whatever you want. I think it has many definitions.
Yeah, it is my therapy. It is everything to me, really. It keeps me stable. It keeps me joyful. It makes me cry. It gives me all the emotions that are a human being really. It's the scope of emotions. Because I read other people's poetry. I really believe if you don't read other people's poetry, you're missing out. You're missing out yourself as a poet.
Yeah,
Um, because poetry is not just meant to be written for you, it's written to be shared. I believe it should be
Yeah,
shared among each other because that's how we identify with certain things and each other. Yeah.
yeah,
So, yeah, that's how I define it, as a gift that is a healing thing. It's and also poetry is the great communicator. It is the subtle communicator. It's through history. It's told all history through poetry.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of things to me. So defining it, it's a gift, and I'm a big communicator. In fact, I get really upset if people don't communicate with me. When I say upset, I get uh, worried and concerned. Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
that's what
right.
poetry is to me. I love it so much.
Well, we would love to hear more of your poetry, so I'm going to give the
Okay.
stage back to you. Read
All
a
right.
couple, read a couple more pieces, and
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll read Cryptic Underground for you. This is one that my partner picked out. My limbo sleeps on feather quilts. Death knocks upon my door. My need to bleed for years of guilt just whispers, nevermore. Blinded by the lives of self and sorrows, sullied scenes, words doomed to die on dusty shelf from the mind of a dancing queen. Confusion sought my company in the cryptic underground. Delusion brought me to my knees in my madness to be bound. Make deep the cut, sow well your seed, hold your dagger to my quill. When white doves cry and ravens bleed, truth gathers for the kill. My sorrows float on purple seas, pain cowers on shores of stone. I'll sleep this night in ecstasy, for tomorrow may break my bones. And we'll just see another one for you. That might be a little bit more. Let's see. Here we go. Where have we got? Mystic Bliss. Let's read this one. That's the best way to read it. I can't see. Here we go. All right. It's called Mystic Bliss. Dying in her sweetest dreams, longing for the in-between, on the edge of misty madness, from sorrow's sleep awakens sadness. She's tired of Satan's subtle tricks. Only love can tame her inner bitch. Excuse me. Poppies weep their milky tears, her crazy drinks to calm her fears. Her fingers comb through silken hair, find locks to crown her debonair. Sometimes her pains too much to bear, a bleeding heart caught in love's snare. One life spins while death connives and whispers from the other side. Her love's a strange and cold romance. No warm embrace concludes this dance. She lays in quiet disbelief. She weeps for hours in her grief. She lays herself in pretty poses upon a bed of thorns and roses. She made a pact with lovers lost and nailed her curse upon a cross. In the madness of wondrous dreams of former lives and scandalous schemes, for nothing is ever what it seems in this world of greed and fists of green. The heaven exists beyond the stars, where man insists there's life on Mars. Along the yellow brick road to Oz and down the rabbit hole just because. Death lurks behind the hidden door, where dreams of light exist no more. She kneels to pray and silent sighs, so no one hears her bloody cries. In rows of stone and marble crosses, she takes her blessing and counts her losses. Her greatest love stays in the cold, while future sins are bought and sold. She lingers long for just one kiss, lost in thoughts of mystic bliss. Please excuse my little mistakes there. I think I get a bit
Oh, that's no
nervous.
problem. Your poetry is just amazingly beautiful. It just is truly magnificent. You just are a great writer, and so uh, pleasant to listen to. You know, and I don't even know what to say. Now, those I saw you read them from books. Are those from the anthologies?
Yes, I'm reading them from the
You have not
the
yet written your own book.
No,
We
I'm going.
need that. We
I'm
need to
compiling it, and I wanted to self-publish
okay. We need to
through
change that
Kindle.
because I want to buy your book, and it's not out there yet. So,
Uh, thank you. I do have so many poems, and I do have them. I've got them all put aside to compile. But you know what's holding me back? And I think I might do something online to get some ideas. I can't get in the name for the book, and I can't continue until I call it something. So, um, on
oh,
Kindle, you've got to put the name of the title, and I haven't got a title. So if
wow.
anyone can think of anything, I'm trying to, but I'll get there, and then I'll be doing it. So I've had people ask me if I want to publish and stuff, but I at this point I'll just self-publish because it's a cheaper way for me to do it. Pardon me, but I'm sure that it doesn't really matter. I think that there are some beautiful people out there that have been asking me to please, when you write a book, I want to buy one. And Di Bax is one of them. And she's a sweetheart. I mean, I only met her about 3 weeks ago, and she just wants to buy my book. Bless her heart. So,
Yeah,
um,
it's absolutely beautiful. Your work is just lovely. And so we have more comments. Imagine that. Edward writes that I think we already showed that you write from the heart and it shows. Kelly says it's raw emotion on page. It can be anything that we want it to be talking about poetry. I'm with you on poetry being a gift, 100%. I think so too. They used to teach public speaking through poetry in the 1920s. And then Di says it comes over. Kelly says that she adores when you read your poetry, Wendy. Completely blown away over here. Just wow.
oh,
And
thank you guys.
and then first time he heard you recite your poetry, just beautiful. It is. You do a marvelous job of it.
Well,
Um,
thank you because I don't do it. I haven't practiced or anything. So, yeah, thank you. I'll get better at it. I just sometimes stumble over my words a little. I have to slow down a little. That's all, maybe.
when you have a fan in Di, she says, I have read everything you have online. So
She
get your
has.
act together and publish. It's so
Yes,
cathartic.
yes,
And
I will die. I promise.
it is indeed. It is indeed. So yeah, your work is just absolutely wonderful. And I, it's 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 music to the soul. You're a very soulful writer, and it comes from the depths, and you can just feel it. It's very visceral.
Yeah,
It's very
I'm glad you see that because I think my poetry is kind of like um, it's an extension of me. So sometimes I write really silly poetry.
yeah,
If
yeah,
pigs could fly, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, if pigs could fly. That's one of them I wrote. It's not all
right,
of it.
right. Yeah, I think it's great to change it up. I don't like being boxed into just one little set.
No,
Sometimes I rhyme, sometimes I don't rhyme. I've written kind of silly little things myself before. So
sure.
I like that. That's the nice thing about writing, isn't it? You have
Yes,
the freedom to do whatever you want to
to
do.
change it up, do whatever you like. Exactly.
And just when you think you got me figured out, you won't be. So it's
No, mysterious. Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of mystery about you, I guess, too. But I'm pretty much an open book. I do want to be that way, and this is me, authentically me. Um, Kelly, just mentioning Kelly for a minute, has her passion for what she's doing, and I have my passion too. And my passion is to love people, to include them. I
yeah.
don't want anyone feeling they're not included because of some silly little thing. So, and I don't care about sexuality. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is what's here.
Yeah.
What is here? Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, I always say, all people need to know they have worth and purpose in life and importance. And
Yes.
it's very important that we do that. So I'm going to ask you one of the questions that I ask everyone that comes on here, and you will
Sure.
be different. So tomorrow you come across Aladdin's lamp and you're granted three wishes. You can wish for anything you want. What 3 wishes would you wish for?
Okay. Firstly, I would wish for. Well, this is very hard because it's like, yeah, okay. Firstly, I would wish for my children and everybody's children to have hope for the future and know how to love themselves, know how to be confident, know how to love themselves, and not. There's just so many young people they've got no hope because of the way the world is.
Mm.
So that would be my first wish. And my second wish, I would just wish there's no wars and there was peace, obviously. And my third wish would be, I don't know, to be able to really fly in my dreams and go wherever I want. Because I think I do anyway, because I end up in places I've never been and I'm hovering above them and watching people I've never seen. So, yeah, no, I just want, really, and I mean this sincerely, I just want everyone to have food, everyone to be warm, everyone to have what they need. We have got so much stuff everywhere, and people got nothing. I never get that.
I know it's there's times where I've had some hardships in recent times, and I think it's been a good thing for me, and that it grounds me and makes me appreciate people who don't have.
Yeah, because
I've
I've
always
been
been,
there.
yeah, I've always been a very giving person, but I have a hard time receiving.
Ah,
And
I'm
I
a bit like that too. Yeah.
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 Well, let me tell you something a friend told me a long time ago, and this was an important lesson. I still have a hard time with it, but she said I had always given her many gifts, and then one day she went to give me a gift, and immediately I was wanting to give her something else, and she said, Annette, you get joy out of giving. Don't rob me.
Oh,
Don't rob me of my joy.
now that's a good one. That's perfectly said.
Yeah,
Because I feel more joy from giving, like you,
I
than
do too.
receiving. But
I
you've
do
got to learn to
too.
be able to receive too. That's a very, very
Yeah,
wise thing.
you do. I bet I have a hard time with it, and I get very emotional
Yeah, I
sometimes
understand.
with it. Yeah, yeah.
I
But
understand.
anyway, yeah. But I do. I've always remembered that. It stuck with me. It is a good lesson.
That was a
So
beautiful thing to say to you.
it was.
Really. Yeah.
When it was. Look who showed up. Finally, Mr. Stu Dan. Hey, Stu. How you doing, bud?
Stuart.
We love you some Stewart. He usually gives us roses. I don't see any right now.
He's
Usually
awesome.
that's his signature. Then we have another. Let's see. Di says what I have. Okay, so she already said yeah. So cathartic. So Di, it's great to have a somebody who loves your poetry. You're beautiful, Wendy. You're very good at reading, expressing your heart. I'm very impressed. You really should record some or all of your pieces you wish to share, and you should indeed. I'll have to show you how to make your own videos of your own recordings and stuff. Yeah, I think it would, yeah, you would do a great job, and they would be some beautiful videos. So, so
Thank you. That's great.
I know
I
you
can do, I can do with all the help I can get. So appreciate it.
yeah,
Really do.
no problem at all. So, is there anything that you think that we can do? I think that you might also feel that in our society, the poetry really isn't on the forefront in the literary world. It's kind of a back burner. And I don't think that people appreciate the beauty of poetry, nor do I think that they really have um, a good grasp of what it is, and that poetry exists in so many realms all
Oh, it's
around us every
yeah.
day, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I don't think that they really grasp that life is poetry.
No. There's actually a really great poetry world in Australia. There really is. Yeah, very much so. Which is
Wow.
yes. So
Maybe I need to move to Australia. I don't know.
yeah, there's a lot of sites here that are really good, and I just want to just have a shout out to the people that helped me in the beginning. In the very beginning, I was on a Google Plus. Have you heard of Google Plus when that was around? Well, it
Yeah.
was a Google platform, and um, Gary James Spooner, his name is, and Emily and Matt Aguilar. They all really helped me in the beginning, and that was a totally different platform. And then they went over to a platform called MeWe. I don't know whether you've heard of MeWe, and then I lost contact with most of them except for Gary. So I've had a lot of people that have very encouraged me so much, because I don't know if I'd even be here if I didn't have David and my daughter and people like Gary and Matt and Emily and you and Kat and Di and and Kelly, everybody out there. I want you to know that everything you say to me means so much to me, so much. It
That.
really does. So thank you, everybody, for all your support, your comments, reading my poetry. I love you all.
Yeah. I think that is what struck me when I first came in the poetry community about 4 years ago, and was just embraced and immediately just accepted. And it really gives you a sense of belonging and purpose and worth, and that I can write something, right, that people love and that people can relate to. It's a great feeling. Stewart is a marvelous. I don't know if you've ever read any of Stewart's stuff.
Oh,
He is.
I haven't read, I've only read, I think, one, but he's marvelous at everything. I mean, goodness, what an admin.
Yeah,
He's a superhero.
but yeah, but Stewart is just, oh, he's got the most heartfelt. Look up at some of his videos and stuff that Alan did on YouTube later on, and it's just marvelous. Hi, sorry
Oh,
you didn't have
well.
time. It's nice to see you, Wendy, and here are your roses. Yay! Let me see.
Oh, thank you, Stuart.
You're just one shy of a half a dozen, Stu. Just saying. Um, love you,
Oh,
Stu. Love you, Stu.
that's beautiful.
Yes, he is. Is there a certain poem that you have that you would consider your signature poem or your favorite poem? Is there
You
one
know what?
just?
We were talking about that yesterday, about a favorite poem. Yeah, look, I guess Please Don't Play Tchaikovsky is so close to my heart. I was a ballerina when I was a little girl, and I was a very talented ballerina. And I'm not saying that in a vain way. I still dance now, um, and I had to give that up when I went to that place I went to, and it really broke my heart. It did break my heart, and it did break my mum's heart too. It was just the way it went. So that poem is a very, very personal poem. It's very, very personal. But I hope that I've written it in such a way that when it's read, if anybody has been there, or they will know, and that's why I wrote it. So that is really close, but I don't know if I could read it. I might cry.
Oh, I was hoping that you could read it.
I'll read it. I'll read it. I can do that.
You can
Just let me
do
get it
it.
out.
Now, if you really feel like you can't, that's okay.
No, I
But
can definitely read it. But
but you gave us the tease, so now it's like, now we want to hear it. So
yeah,
I'll get the stage to
yeah.
you, and I can't wait to
Let
hear
me
it.
just see. Oh,
I
thank you. Just let me quickly get it. Which one's it in? I think it's in this one. Please don't play Tchaikovsky. Mystic Blues, where are you? It's only Halloween. Here it is. I've got it. Yay. All right, guys. It's called Please Don't Play Tchaikovsky. I felt a crack. I heard it snap. What was I to do? Something very precious he had broken right in two. Shattered little pieces of a masterpiece unglued. A bruised and beaten princess with nothing left to lose. Where were you, my saviour, when evil came to call, when my tiny little body was bashed against the wall? My beloved younger brother had bravely seen it all, shaking in the shadows of a lampless family hall. I stared across the table, expressionless in a daze, stirred my porridge slowly into paste around the plate. I knew not my face before me, myself I was no more. Many hours I sat alone, looking down beneath the floor. The violence she rained over me bled my head to burst. My presence became a hearse for a marriage sorely cursed. She set the blame upon me like a wild rabid dog, but she could not see her ugliness lost amongst the fog. Sweet little ballerina held an innocence of old, reduced down to an empty girl out of their control. My heart was sunk in waters, deeply cruel and bitter, forced to walk in Satan's gaze by an evil babysitter. It's strange how evil wears so well its flimsy, fake disguise, how easily his wickedness stares into children's eyes. Maybe if the reason for the hurt had been revealed, all my broken, bleeding parts would be completely healed. Smashed down at 7, then again at 17, falling from my heavens to hell's vortex to get clean. Please don't play Tchaikovsky. It chills me to the bone. Sadly, until the day I die, I'll dance Swan Lake alone. So that is a very special piece to me. I know it's pretty full on, but that's what that poem was probably the first poem I wrote that really gave me something, empowered me a little bit and helped me let go of everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it.
I
It's
hope that was okay.
absolutely no, it was beautiful, 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 and cathartic for you, right? So that's the beauty of poetry is that you can just put it out there and release it and let it go, you know.
Yes,
And
that's right. And that was a long time ago I wrote that one, and I've got this. Of course, I probably could have chosen a more upbeat one, but I think people that know me know, yeah, that just because I write deep poetry and stuff doesn't mean I'm sad and all that sort of stuff. You know, I'm um I'm happy. I'm a happy person. Um,
it's
I'm glad
really,
to say I am happy. It's a good thing to be able to say out loud, to be honest.
it really is. There are a lot of people who aren't happy. But
Yes,
I think that we're all, to a certain extent, in control of our happiness. To a
yes,
certain extent,
true,
and there's
very
things
true.
that come in life, but you can kind of drive your own emotions and outlook on
Yes,
it. So,
yes, absolutely. Like
um,
you can put yourself there. Yes, for sure, for sure.
indeed, we have more. Um, let's see, more comments. They're a chatty little bunch today, aren't they? Gotta love you, some peeps on here. Let's see. Mm, as Kat says, you're a great asset to Pop, and
Oh, thank you, Kat.
you are. Be sure to have Kleenex when reading Stewart's. That's true. I struggle to walk, let alone dance. Laugh out loud, arms out wide, go in circles is my dance. I call it the aeroplane.
Who was that? Di? Was that?
Stu, that was Stu. He's
Oh,
Stu's got quite the little sense of humor.
oh, that's
Kat,
funny.
Kat says she cried on her interview. I do not remember you crying, Kat. It must have been a happy cry. Way in the beginning when I started doing these, I've done probably about 120 or so of these now. But in the beginning, Jill Tate, one of our admin in the very
Yeah, I
beginning,
know.
interviewed me. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh no, I
But
haven't. But I've found
she,
where all your videos now, so I will be looking at them.
I'll send it to you. But she about made me cry on there. I got very choked up, and she was like, "Oh." So,
Oh,
uh, and then Di said breathe, which she did, and you did a great job. And oh my
oh,
individual poem, wow, powerful poem. You're full on incredible, and indeed you are. And Stuart said, beautiful rhyme. And my favorite, type OE of challenge, beautifully written. I don't get that. Do you?
Not quite.
Well,
Beautifully written. I got that bit.
yeah, such a beautiful poem. That's from Edward. Thank you, Edward. And
Thank
my
you, Wendy.
happiness comes from watching beautiful people. Oh, thank you, Stuart.
Oh, he's sweet,
I
isn't
don't think
he?
he's ever come on here and not said something about, and women need to hear that, don't we? Especially the older we get, right, Wendy?
Yes, of course we do. We need
Yeah.
to know that we're still beautiful, even though we're older, you know? And
Mhm.
beauty comes from here. If someone's beautiful on the outside and they're not beautiful in here, it shows. It really shows.
It negates the other. Yeah.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah. I wrote a short story. I'll have to send it to you called The Beauty Within. It was published. Very much talks about this. And it's a powerful piece. I love that piece. But
You've
um,
written some beautiful pieces. I mean, I get lost in your pieces. Like I want to read them again. Do you
oh,
know what
that's
I mean? Like
lovely. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
really, yeah.
But I can't tell you what a joy it has been to have you on here, and how glad I am that I finally got you kind of lassoed in. And it took a little finagling because I know that you were nervous because you hadn't done one yet, and that certainly is understandable. But it was just a little on me, so
And
it's
you helped me through, and we got there. And I've got this little my phone here with this little thing. But next time
I know.
I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared next time and do it on my computer and
But you look
stuff.
beautiful regardless,
Thank you.
and the beauty that we just spoke of a minute ago, you definitely emit it, not only in your exuberance and your outward beauty, but you have that inward beauty that I think draws people into your poetry. Your words are beautiful, and just the ink is so well spilled and relatable and delightful to listen to. You just have a style and a talent all your own. The Wendy factor, the Wendy genre, and
Yeah.
um,
Thank
certainly.
you.
Oh no, it's my pleasure. So please, please write your book soon because I certainly will
Yeah.
uh, be one of the first ones to purchase it, and
Oh
it
wow, that's
definitely will be coveted amongst my collections. So,
oh thank you, Annette. That's a really beautiful thing to say. Thank you so much.
oh,
It
you
has
are
been a pleasure.
welcome. I,
You make me feel very, very you're very easy to talk to, you know, and I could talk to you anytime. I just enjoy talking to you.
you
It's
never
wonderful.
know. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, if I'm alone, you might just have to give you a call, Wendy. You might
Oh,
have.
that's fine because it's not late here, so you can give me a call any old time.
Kelly and Kat have talked to me many a time as well. So,
Yeah.
um, so
Oh,
thank
Kat's
you.
been one. I've just got to say, Kat's been so helpful, and you know, and telling me not to. I'll be fine, and it's everybody's been wonderful.
There's a learning curve with all of it, and we still all learn.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's an ongoing process, and that's why we're there to help each other and to support each other. And
absolutely.
yeah, so it's definitely a team effort. And but thank you, just beautiful Wendy in so many ways. You're the epitome of beauty and many realms, and I really appreciate your giving me the honor to interview you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Stu has given us all kinds of look at. I think he might have given us
Oh
narrative
my goodness, he's
now.
gone again.
Yeah,
More
but
roses.
thank you so much. And what does Kat say? We didn't want you leaving, Wendy. Well, that she wouldn't leave. I told her she's not
I'm
allowed.
not. I'm not going anywhere. It's
Yeah,
okay.
no, it's
It's
all.
okay.
But thank you so much. Love and blessings to everyone. And to you, dear, beautiful Wendy.
Thank you.
And keep writing, keep being wonderful you.
Thank
And
you, darling. And you too. You're an inspiration to everybody,
thank,
everyone. And it
thank you.
wouldn't be pop without you. It just wouldn't.
Well, thank you. And
You're
love
welcome.
and blessings to you all. I'm so honored to have you here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, wherever you are. Take good care. Bye bye.
Bye bye now. Love you. Take care.